Everybody, it's arifskinchen, and you are
Steve Cope,
one of the greatest toy designers that you could ever meet, and the wearer of cool items like this. Storm Shadow, good God. We met each other at Comic-Con 2024, which was amazing. But what I want to bring you in here for the Plastic Wax and Donut Hour to ask you is, what got you into doing art and designing?
Well, I would say just the toys that I grew up with in the 80s and just playing with them and especially I would say with Transformers especially. Although I didn't work on any Transformers, I worked on G.I. Joe.
Yes.
But seeing how the detail and being able to put them together, I would actually kind of break mine at times, and even
I used to do that to my Rubik's Cube.
Yes, and, well, even with G.I. Joe. So I would, take the little screws out and I'd customize them, I'd change their parts, and you paint them, and I just really got into that. And I was like, this is just, it's cool. And then I want to say it was in 2002. I was at a convention, and I had met some of the original Hasbro designers. Ron Rudat and was one of them, and I was just like, this is so cool, hearing their stories, and they would say how they would do some of the initial design, like with the vacuum form and things like that, and I was like, and then even working at a wood shop, and so they would talk about how they would make rivets with like a soldering iron, and I was like, that is so cool. So I started doing that at home, then even getting clay and making stuff, and then just fell in love with it. Got hired in 2008.
Kept going. So coming to these type of events, such as we are today, what are some of the things that excite you and that you look for?
Well, definitely meeting voice actors.
Okay,
voice actors, writers, the guys who gave you guys the words, and so that, I think, so for me, like hanging out with Flint Dilley yesterday, Michael Charles Hill, amazing writer, and then hanging out, meeting you, and then Frank, and then seeing, and getting to talk to you guys. You guys are so personable as it is, which is amazing. And so, and like for example, I brought my Robeson Megatron,
which was introduced at Comic-Con 2024.
Yes. And so, and the cool thing is now, I basically have Frank Walker in my little box right here. You know what I mean?
I got a life-size, bite-sized.
Or like my Grimlock, it's Greg Berger, and he actually autographed it last year.
Oh, man.
And he's such a nice guy, and that's the cool thing. You guys are so personable. I've actually met other celebrities who, you see them on the big screen, and they're not so personable.
Yeah.
And so and there is a big difference.
Yes.
You guys are here for the fans, which I love. You guys are just so great. So being able to see a face to the voice, that makes these characters so iconic, that's the other thing too. So for me, it's that. The toys, I love the toys, don't get me wrong. I bought a couple.
What you do, it's kind of what you do.
Yeah, and I have so many as it is, but I did get, some stuff for my son. I didn't want to forget that. But I mean, and then of course I love talking to the Robeson guys.
Yes.
In fact, I even told them, I said, only way I buy a Starscream is it has to have Frank's voice.
Oh my God, that would be so dang awesome.
Right? Well, especially since Chris Ladd is no longer with us.
Yeah.
So for me, Frank is Starscream. And when I see, like, even Transformers 1, I wanted to like it, but it didn't have the G1 actor voices, or it didn't have Frank, and I'm like,
They were trying to do something new, and I think they captured something beautiful.
They did.
But it would have been nice to have people at least make cameos, or something of the sort. So that's what you look for.
Well, so I'll tell you, prime example. So when Hasbro had the Hub Network, they had Transformers Prime, they had G.I. Joe Renegades. One of the things I liked about Renegades, even though it was a whole new cast and stuff like that, they did bring some of those original voice actors,
they referred
like
to them, they knew that they were supposed to be there, and they put them in play.
Yes. So Michael Bell and B.J. Wood played the parents of Duke.
Exactly.
And so that was awesome. You had those cameos.
You had the OGs.
Yes. Although the new voice talent's important. You do need that new generation. It's great. Love you as Jazz, and and so if they do a Jazz,
I only pray.
Yes.
So the main thing here is TFCon 2025. Such a pleasure to be in the house and to always be able to meet people like you because you make the things that give us the ability to have an imagination. And because of your fandom, we're blessed. And I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Be well, man.
You too.
Classic Wax and Donut Hour, Arif Kinchen. God dang it.